What is up, our Will Film number one fans and viewers? This is Scott Keesegale, Will Film number one. Today, I'm going to give you my recap and review of Stranger Things Season 2, all 9 episodes, also known as Stranger Things 2, which I thought was a really, really awesome season. I binge watched every single episode of Season 2 Friday, all 9 hours of it, and I was very, very impressed with what I saw. I love Stranger Things to death. Season 1 was awesome, but Season 2 was even better, and it told more of a story between the characters and the development. Okay, let's begin with the recap and reviews of the episode, shall we? Stranger Things Season 2 Episode 1 was entitled Chapter 1, Mad Max. It was directed by the Duffer Brothers and written by the Duffer Brothers, who created the Stranger Things. Episode 1 of Season 2 is almost a year after the events of the first season. A psychic girl with a tattoo identical to Eleven's, marking her as 008, is working as a part of a criminal gang in Pittsburgh. Back in Hawkins, Will, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas meet a new girl at school, Maxine, who immediately captures the interest of Dustin and Lucas, while her older brother Billy antagonizes Steve. Mike and Nancy are still dealing with the losses of Eleven and Bob. Respectfully, Will has been experiencing episodes of hallucinations of the Upside Down that features visions of an enormous tentacle creature. Joyce and Harper take Will to be seen by the lab by the new head scientist, Dr. Owens, played by Paul Weiser. At the end of the episode, Harper goes home to a cabin in the woods where he lives with Eleven, who is revealed to be still alive. I thought episode 1 was really perfectly well written. I liked it. And then great season premiere. And episode 2 is Chapter 2, Trick or Treat or Freak. It was also written and directed by the Duffer Brothers. In flashbacks, Eleven manages to escape from the Upside Down, but is forced to remain hidden in the woods to avoid the government agents in the present day. The kids prepare for Halloween. Eleven asks to go trick-or-treating, but Harper insists that she needs to remain hidden. Harper investigates when pumpkin patches all over town suddenly start rotting. Nancy wants to tell Bob's parents the truth about Bob's death, but Steve insists that it's a bad idea as the government agents might come after them if they told anyone the truth. Instead, they attend a Halloween party where Nancy gets drunk and berates Steve until he leaves. Jonathan takes Nancy home. Mike, Will, Dustin, and Lucas go trick-or-treating. Later joined by Max during the night, Will has another episode and tells Mike about his visions. Mike admits that he's still trying to contact Eleven. Eleven tries to contact Mike using her powers, but is unsuccessful. Then Dustin returns home after trick-or-treating and finds a strange creature in the trash can. Another really great episode. Season 2 just keep getting better and better. Better as I speak. And then episode 3 is called Chapter 3, The Party, where it was directed by Sean Levy and written by Justin Doble. In flashbacks, Harper finds Eleven in the woods and sets up his grandfather's hunting cabin as a place for her to live. In the present, Bob, Joyce's boyfriend, played by Sean Astin, encourages Will to stand up to his fears. Nancy persuades Jonathan to help her on a mission to tell Bob's parents the truth. Harper asks Dr. Owens to investigate the pumpkin rotting incidents. Dustin tries to learn more about the strange creature he found a small slug-like animal he names Dantanian and shows it to the other kids at school. Will describes his hallucinations, and they conclude that Dot is from the Upside Down. Eleven leaves the cabin to look for Mike. She seems arguing with Max and mistakes them as flirting. Joyce discovers an image of Will's vision on a video camera. Will carry while trick-or-treating, and Dot escapes. Will finds it. While triggers another hallucination, Will follows Bob's advice and confronts the shadow monster, but it forces a shadow tentacle down his throat. Another really awesome episode. I mean, it's getting really, and then season 2 has been more dark than season 1, and now it's episode 4, chapter 4, Will the Wise, directed by Sean Levy and written by Paul Ditcher. Joyce arrives at the school in search of Will, and she and the other kids find him in the field in the trance. In the Upside Down, the shadow monster pours a strange substance into Will, then releases him, causing him to wake up in the real world. Harper and Eleven clash over her sneaking out. Dustin takes Dot home and keeps it secret from the other kids. Fearing that they will kill it, Will begins acting strangely, prompting Joyce to call Hopper for help. Nancy and Jonathan go to meet with Bob's mother, but she doesn't show up. Instead, they are surrounded by disguised government agents and taken to the lab, where Owen shows them the portal into the Upside Down and explains that he wants to prevent any foreign governments from finding out about the portal. So Nancy secretly records a conversation, including Owen's confirmation of Bob's death, and plans to use it to destroy the lab. Will begins drawing a strange network of curved lines, which Hopper deduces are vines. Lucas tries to talk to Max, but she rebuffs them as she feels that their group aren't treating her fairly. Billy warns Max to stay away from Lucas. 11 finds files in the lab in the cabin's basement. She reads to the file on her biological mother, Terry Ives, and attempts to contact her using her powers, but is unsuccessful. Dustin discovers that Dot has been broken out of its cage and devoured his pet cat. Dot is revealed to be a baby version of the monster from the first season. Hopper finds an underground tunnel network, which turns out to be the part of the Upside Down. Another really great episode. I really enjoyed the fight between Hopper and 11. How Hopper was kind of being an asshole, and I like how she stood up to Sheriff Hopper, because in my opinion, Hopper deserved that for treating her like an asshole. Even though he was very overprotective of her, Sheriff Hopper in this episode was a total asshole to 11. And then it's episode 5, chapter 5, Dig Dug, directed by Andrew Stanton and written by Jesse Nicholson Lopez. After Hopper falls into the tunnel, the hole closes up behind him and he passes out from the toxic atmosphere. Will has a vision of Hopper and realizes that he's in the tunnels. Joyce recruits Bob the helper. Will and Mike solve the mystery of Will's drawings. Bob deduces that the curved lines Will has drawn to represent Matt of Hawkins, and they are able to use it to locate Hopper. Jonathan and Nancy go to visit Murray, a local conspiracy theorist, and share the information with him, while Murray warns them that the public will not believe their story. They're able to alter the details to make it more convincing, blaming Bob's death for the release of toxins from the lab. At the arcade, Lucas tries to tell Max the truth about everything that has happened in Hawkins, but she rebuffs them. Meanwhile, Dustin manages to trap Dot in the basement, but he's unable to get a hold of any of his friends, so he recruits Steve to help him. Elsewhere, 11 tracks down her mother. Terry Iverson is able to communicate with her using her powers. Accessing Terry's memories, she realizes that Terry was subject to shock therapy after finding her in another infant in Hawkins' lab. Joyce, Bob, Will, and Mike find Hopper in the tunnels to help up the men from the lab. However, when one of the men burns some of the vines in the tunnel, Will collapses in agony. Another really great episode. It was great to see Dr. Martin Brenner, played by Matthew Modine, in a flashback scene. He was, of course, the main antagonist for season 1, who appeared in only 2 episodes this season. But anyway, another good episode. Then chapter 6, The Spy, directed by Andrew Stanton and written by Kate Chaffee. Will is taken to the lab where he displays memory loss, and as he does not remember Bob or Hopper, Owens deduces that the shadow monster is like a virus and all its hosts are linked. Therefore, if they continue burning the virus, it will kill Will. However, the virus is already spreading throughout Will's brain. Jonathan and Nancy spend the night at Murray's home, where they finally admit their feelings for each other and have a romantic encounter. They later return to the Byers' house, where Jonathan sees Will's drawings for the first time. Dustin finally gets in touch with Lucas and informs him of the situation as he and Max join Dustin and Steve, setting up a trap for Dot in the junkyard. Max opens up to Lucas, admitting that her family came to California after her parents divorced and her mother got remarried to Billy's father. Billy has since been taking out his anger over the situation on Max. Steve confronts Dot when it arrives, but it's revealed that Dot is just one of a whole pack of adolescent creatures, which corner them inside an abandoned bus before inexplicably leaving. Back at the lab, Will identifies a location on his map of the tunnels that the shadow monster wants him to avoid. So a team of soldiers from the lab are sent down to investigate. However, it's revealed that the monster has been manipulating Will as the soldiers are ambushed and killed by the pack of adolescent creatures, which then begin climbing up into the lab. Another great episode, and this, like I said, the season is getting more and more dark. I really enjoyed this episode. I mean, I thought episode 6 of season 2 was really well done, and then it's chapter 7, the Lost Sister, the Rebecca Thomas, Justin Dauber. After communicating with Terry, 11 realizes that she is in a room with another young girl when Terry tried to rescue her from the lab. After using her powers to find the other girl, she takes a bus to Chicago and finds the girl who turns out to be the psychic girl from the first episode. So Callie. The two girls bond. Callie explains that she has a psychic ability to manipulate people's perceptions and create illusions. 11 mentally overhears an apology made by Harper over the cabin's radio. Callie introduces 11 to the members of her gang, who are helping her to enact vengeance on the people who experimented on her. 11 joins the gang, and Callie transfers the strength from the powers. As the first target go up the way, one of the former technicians at the lab, who performed shock therapy on Terry, the gang breaks into his house and hold him hostage. He reveals that Dr. Brenner is still alive and offers to take them to him. But Callie refuses and orders 11 to kill him. 11 begins choking Wade telekinetically, but stops when she realizes that he has 2 daughters. Callie tries to shoot him, but 11 stops her, and the gang escapes. Callie challenges 11 to either go back into hiding or stay and avenge her murder. The police find the gang's hideout just as 11 experiences a vision of Mike and Harper at the lab. Callie uses her powers to hold up the police, allowing the gang to escape. However, 11 decides to go back to Hawkins and help her friends. I really enjoyed this episode. I like how we found out more about 11 and her family. And I like the fact that we got to see 11's sister. I thought that was really good. Good on how and I liked how 11 in this episode showed remorse when she didn't want to kill the guy who experimented on her in the first season. And I like how she has the passion side, even though that her sister challenged her not to do that to her. I also really like the bonding between both 11 and Callie. I thought it was really great. They really are good sisters. But yeah, this was, and it was also, so Dr. Brenner is still alive. It was revealed that Dr. Brenner is still alive. Hopefully we see more, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, we did see a hallucination of Dr. Brenner in this episode. But hopefully which I'll get to later. But anyway, great episode. And then it's chapter 8, the Mind Flayer, directed by the Duffer Brothers. In the lab, the pack of the adolescent creatures emerge from the tunnels and overrun the interior of the facility, killing most of the people inside. Mike convinces Joyce to sedate Will as he's under the control of the shadow monster. So sedating him will remove its ability to track them. Mike, Will, Joyce, Harper, Bob, and Owens are trapped in the lab security room as the creatures rampage through the lab and the power goes out. Billy and Max's parents discover that Max is missing, and Billy's abusive father orders him to find her with the power off. The building goes into lockdown. Bob goes down to the lab's basement to reset the circuit breakers while Owens monitors him. And from the security room, Nancy and Jonathan arrive at the lab where they meet up with Steve, Dustin, Lucas, and Max. Bob resets the breakers, bringing into the lab's back power online, after which he's able to unlock the doors and out the gate. The group inside, the exception of Owens, are able to escape from the lab, but Bob is killed by the creatures. The group go to the buyer's home to plan the next move. Mike realizes that the shadow monster is controlling the smaller creatures, the Vines and Will. The reason that they can't kill the shadow monster and everything it controls, it will die as well. To prevent Will from alerting the monster to the location, they remodel the interior of his tool shed so that he can't tell where he is. Will awakens and intensely panics, but Joyce, Jonathan, and Mike are able to get food to him, and he taps out a message in a Morse code closed gate. Unfortunately, the house phone wings, alerting both Will and the shadow monster to their location. The group barricades themselves inside the house as a group of creatures arrive. However, 11 arrives and kills the attacking creatures. Another really great episode. It was sad to see Bob die. His death was pretty gruesome because I think it was a funny, entertaining character, and I liked how Dr. Owens was monitoring him. So yeah, so it was sad to see Bob go in this episode, but anyway, it was a really great episode. And that's the season 2 finale, chapter 9, The Gate. Written and directed by the Duffer Brothers. 11 reunites of everyone. They realized that Will wanted them to close the portal to the Upside Down. They determined that since 11 opened the portal, that she can't close it. The group decides to split up into 3 groups. Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Max devise a plan to draw the creatures away from the lab, giving 11 a free shot at the portal, but Steve refuses. 11 Hopper we can sell on the way to the lab, looking for Max. Billy shows up at the buyer's house and gets into a fight with Steve. Max sedates and threatens Billy. The kids and an injured Steve head out to set the central, helping the tunnels on fire, drawing the creatures away from the lab. Jonathan, Nancy, and Joyce purchase Shadow Monster's virus from Will's body by overheating him. Hopper and 11 enter the lab and descend to the portal, finding an injured Owens on the way, who they make promise to help 11 live a normal life. As Steve and the kids escape the tunnels, they're cornered by Dot, but Dustin is able to calm it down long enough for them to escape. 11 unleashes her full power and closes the portals, though stopping the Shadow Monster. 1 month later, the lab has been shut down thanks to the tape released by Murray. Nancy and Jonathan, Bob is given a proper funeral. Owens forges a birth certificate for 11, and all the students attend the school Snowball in the Upside Down. However, the Shadow Monster is still alive, towering over the school. And I would give this episode, this whole entire season, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up. It was a really, really great season. I really liked the relationship between Sheriff Hopper and 11. How at first he was being mean to her, and then all of a sudden he ended up forgiving him the season finale. But yeah, and I liked how Dr. Owens, played by Paul Weiser, turned out not to be a bad guy, because at first I was a little bit suspicious of his character, but then realized that he was not so bad. So I give Stranger Things the entire season 2 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up. It was a really good story turn. I thought season 2 of Stranger Things was more dark and told more of a story than season 1 did, and we got to find out more about 11 and Sheriff Hopper and why he was mean to her, because he was trying to protect her and didn't want to get hurt. And we also found him, and it was also revealed that Dr. Brenner was still alive. So hopefully we see Dr. Brenner return in season 3. Because many people thought that Dr. Brenner was killed, but apparently he's alive, and I think Dr. Brenner is went into hiding, and we're gonna find out when season 3 comes out next year where he has been. But anyway, comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought of Stranger Things season 2. What season did you like better, season 1 or season 2? And who's your favorite character? Anyway, great season, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, 8 triple plus. You know, hit the subscribe. You stay classy, live long and prosper. Peace out.